I had a scene where I had to jump from like one side of the mountain to the other side. I went in my trailer and I started crying. I was so scared. I thought I was gonna die. Hey everybody, I'm Sarah Shahi and I'm gonna let Elle ask me anything. Awesome. Follow your happy. This was in Vancouver when I was on the L Word, and it was, my first big job, and I went to this super famous Indian restaurant, I think called Viji's. It was my mother and I paid for the entire meal in cash, which I was really, really excited about. And we had like wines with every dish, like it was just like, hold on mom, I got this. Dollar bills for days. Yeah, I do. I have a few favorite tattoos. I have one that are antlers. It's an antler. And for me, my real name is Ahu, and it took me a really long time to sort of like it and accept sort of like who I am and my background and everything. So that was sort of me as an homage to my heritage. And then I've got my kids on there. I've got a writing from my mother that's on my arm. And that was actually the first tattoo I got, and she was against it. But then as soon as she saw what it was, she started crying. And she was like, well, do you want me to write more things for you? My love languages. I really do think it's something that has probably changed like over time. But I'm somebody who really responds with someone helping me, whether it's, in terms of the house and just the boring like dishes and vacuuming and stuff like that, or packing the kids' lunches. But for me, my love language is someone helping me. Romantic night in. I have a lot of patience, and I think that's something that I had to learn after becoming a parent. Yeah, I've been told that I have a lot of patience. Dressing for fashion, it's so fun. Fashion is function, isn't it? Isn't fashion life? It's a Nora Ephron biography, and it's just a compilation of all of her stories and her essays and a play. She's one of my biggest influences as a writer, and I'm in process of writing a book myself, and in it, it's sort of Nora Ephron-esque in its tone. Who do I relate the most to? Well, honestly, I feel like the two most recent ones are the ones I relate to the most. There was Billy in Sex Life, which for her, I feel like those themes are somewhat universal in terms of, the what ifs and the second chances, and is this what I want, and is there more? Like, should I just settle? And, I'm a mom and I've got kids now and I'm in a relationship. Does that mean that those spontaneous, fun, sparkly sides of me are gone? I also really connected to Adriana, who is this woman that's like leading this revolution against this oppressive regime. I mean, honestly, it's like my DNA tickles. I'm Persian. And I just feel like my entire life I've grown up hearing about the stories of what's happening right now in Iran. My mother was one of the original protesters protesting over 40 years ago. And when Mahsa Amini got arrested and was murdered, all of those stories of my youth kind of came alive. I have so many. Here You Come Again, Hard Candy Christmas, 9 to 5, Islands in the Stream. I could go on and on. And I love her quote. She's got so many great quotes, my goodness. But it takes a lot of money to look this cheap is one that I really love. And also something like, if you want the rainbows, you've got to put up the rain. My most confident self, honestly, I feel that way when I'm happy. Like, I will say being in this business and, being a single mom to 3 young kids, it's like, I can't say, when I've gotten great rest or when I'm taking care of my body, because a lot of times I don't think I am taking care of my body. But I will say what makes me feel confident is when I'm the happiest. the craziest stunt I had to do in filming Black Adam. It was our first day of filming, actually. And I had a scene where I had to jump from like one side of the mountain to the other side. And I had about 15 minutes to practice this move, and the stunt coordinator put me on wires. I'd never been on wires before. And he's like, all right, we're just gonna hoist you 300 feet up in the air, but you see those two guys way down there? They're holding you up with these ropes. I was like, great, can you give me 5 minutes? And I went in my trailer and I started crying. I was so scared. I thought I was gonna die, but I didn't. It's a hard one because I feel like I've been given a lot of really good nuggets in my life. One of them, this is a hard one to live by, when people show you who they are, believe them the first time. That's a good one. That's a scary one. The other one is, it's hard, this is very cliche to say this, but it's just to trust yourself. To trust yourself that your opinion, what resonates with you, what feels good to you, nobody else can really dictate. I just have this overall sense of like, life is lifey, So you learn to really, really have a good time in those high moments. You learn to really, really honor whatever feelings you're feeling in those low moments. And then you also just come to be grateful for everything that's in between, because nobody comes out of here alive. Oh, my favorite part of Texas. My goodness, there are so many things. I mean, first of all, the people there. The people are honestly salt of the earth, most definitely my kind of people. I remember when I first moved to LA, I would go everywhere, and I'd just be like, hey, how you doing? Just like strangers on the street, whatever. And people would look at me like I wanted something from them or I was trying to get something. But so that part of Texas, like the Southern hospitality thing, like it really is true. And also, I just love cowboy boots. Like I have a cowboy boot tattoo, as a matter of fact, and it's like cowboy boots and spurs and like chaps, like those things are the like I think they're awesome. I think cowboys are cool. And also queso. Queso. I can do some damage with some queso. My biggest pet peeve, I don't like if someone's running late, I don't like not receiving like a heads up. You know what I mean? Like I get like kind of annoyed when I have to check in and be like, hey, where are you? And they're like, oh my God, like I'm 15 minutes late. It's like, you kind of told me that 15 minutes ago. You know what I mean? I don't know, I'm a Capricorn. I get anal about like that. I want to invite Maya Angelou, Katharine Hepburn, Nora Ephron. I also want to invite this Indian chief, Chief Seattle. I'm going to have my mother's mother there, my grandmother. And I think I only have enough room for those guys. Action movie, romantic comedy. Action romantic comedy. Courageous, mother, and pioneer. What is a message that I would like to say to the world right now? Oh, wow, world, if you're listening, there's a lot happening out there, a lot of negative stuff out there, but I really do feel that if you're somebody who's interested in making the world sort of a better for your place, whether it's for yourself, for your kids, for your neighborhood, then there really is power in numbers. And so when you fight for someone else's freedom, you're also fighting for your own. Whoever is watching this video, I just want to say thanks for taking the time to watch me answer these questions. You might think I'm boring, you might think I'm cool, I don't know, but you gave me your time. And for that, thank you, I'm grateful. Other than that, follow your happy, and God bless.